Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Heidi, and today we're going to talk about when is the best time to buy Bitcoin and when is the best time to buy altcoins. Basically, when is alt season and when will the altcoins dump like crazy? There's a lot of things to pay attention to here, so if you guys are interested, keep on watching. I'm going to get into it. All right, I got to start off this video by saying this is not investment advice. I encourage you always to do your own research before making any investment decisions, because every investment decision that you do make rests on your shoulders and you will be the one feeling the repercussions if it goes wrong, and you'll be the one reaping the benefits if it goes right. So doing your own research is always a good idea. Next, this video is going to cover a couple different indicators on how to judge when to get into Bitcoin or when to get into altcoins. So if you guys, I think it's going to be beneficial for you to understand all of these indicators, and so it's going to be best for you to watch this video in its entirety. But for those of you who maybe are looking for a very specific piece of information, I've got timestamps provided for you down below in the video description, and you can probably see it when you run along the seeking thing for like where you are within this video. You should see some timestamp information there as well. All right, so a lot of what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be deciphering between basically long-term holds and more short-term investment decisions, basically. So first, you got to identify your long-term holds, right? Why are you so confident in that coin? What have they proven so far, especially if it's a new coin? Have they proven themselves at all? Basically, this is my encouragement to you to keep a level head and not to go all in on a coin whose marketing team just has happened to say all the right words for you. Maybe you're their target audience. It's always a good idea to diversify your portfolio, and today's video is going to hopefully help you be able to buy at the best times for each of these different types of coins. So here we go. Today we're going to look at some indicators for when is it best to buy Bitcoin versus altcoins, when in reality, my reality is that it's always a good time to buy Bitcoin, especially if you have a long-term investment plan. If you have the time to hold Bitcoin for at least 5 years, historically this is proven to be profitable for you no matter when you bought. Even if you bought at the very tippy top of the last bull market, you will have been in profit by now. So keep that in mind for Bitcoin. But the indicators I'm going to talk about today are going to maybe, especially even if you're dollar cost averaging, what we're going to talk about today is like when is the most opportune time to be buying Bitcoin. So maybe you already have that good solid foundational level of investment in Bitcoin, and maybe you've seen some profit with it. You've scalped some profit from your Bitcoin. You want to see what it can do with these other altcoins that have so much potential for much more profits maybe. I do have to say this warning is that the chances of you picking the right altcoin at the right time to see that coin really take off in profits is quite difficult. It takes a lot of experience and, quite frankly, a lot of luck as well. There's so many times Toby and I have been invested in, you know, we've done some great moves with our altcoins, but there's always a few that just pop off and we didn't get exposure to it. And that, my friends, is when you feel FOMO for real. And I just encourage you guys not to chase those coins, not to chase those profits, because number one, you don't know if it's a pump and dump. You don't know how long it's going to last. You might not know much about that coin. Maybe that's why you didn't invest in it in the first place. Maybe you are already pretty well diversified, and if you were to invest in even more coins, you wouldn't be able to manage dealing with the profits and timing them all at the right time. That could be a very easily full-time job in itself. So there's my little disclaimer for you guys with dealing with altcoins in this market. But okay, first indication of Bitcoin versus altcoins, you got to look at Bitcoin dominance. This one measures the Bitcoin market cap compared to the whole rest of the market cap of all the other cryptocurrencies combined. So the market cap is the calculation of the price of Bitcoin multiplied by the amount of Bitcoin that are actually in circulation. So you're multiplying those two. So it's basically telling you how much value is invested in Bitcoin at that moment. And the Bitcoin dominance compares that amount of investment compared to how much is invested in all the other cryptocurrencies combined. So what this means is if you see the Bitcoin dominance sharply and consistently declining, It means people are moving out of Bitcoin and into cryptocurrencies, because for the Bitcoin dominance to decrease, it means that the market cap of all the other cryptocurrencies are increasing. So that means that it's a bull market. It's alt season, basically. It means that people are pouring money into altcoins. Maybe they're super speculative, super greedy, gambling things are happening, and that's why it's a sharp and consistent decline in Bitcoin dominance. The reverse there is if you see Bitcoin dominance consistently increasing, it means maybe some people are taking profits from their cryptocurrencies and going into fiat, or they're sending it back into Bitcoin, because again, just remember, it doesn't have to be a direct relationship. They have to go from altcoins to Bitcoin. They could be going into fiat, but basically the higher that Bitcoin dominance is rising, it's an indication that people are less speculative on the altcoins. Maybe they're moving into their safe haven of Bitcoin. But the fact is, there's far more institutional investors, there's far more whales, far more value being locked away by these heavy, deep-pocketed people with Bitcoin than any other altcoins. So for that to rise back up, it means basically maybe there's a bear market coming in, maybe we're seeing a consolidation phase coming in. It just means that maybe the market is cooling down a little bit. All right, indication number 2. This one is a great indicator for anyone who loves to dollar cost average, like me and Toby. Solid investment plan. You basically can't go wrong, especially if you're dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin or other really solid cryptocurrencies. Some say maybe Ethereum, maybe Cardano, whichever one you feel most comfortable with. Like I said, that investment choice is on your shoulders. But let's say you want to make sure you're dollar cost averaging at the most opportune times. Maybe you don't want to be dollar cost averaging as we're seeing that hockey stick price movement upward of Bitcoin in particular, or whatever cryptocurrency you're into. These indicators are more specifically talking just about Bitcoin, so that's why I'm going to keep referring to that. But what we're going to look here is the Mayer multiple. This one basically calculates the price of Bitcoin and the 200-day moving average of Bitcoin. And historically, it's always been a good time to dollar cost average when that number is below 2.4. Historically, the most average of the Mayer multiple has been 1.43, and at the time of this recording, it is currently at 1.10. So, according to the Mayer multiple, this one is a good time to dollar cost average. It basically, there's always a good time to buy Bitcoin, but if you want to make sure you're not buying at the very tippy top of the market, maybe check this one out. The last one we're going to talk about today is the Fear and Greed Index. This one is probably more common for Bitcoin, but I think it's also a measurement of kind of the overall sentiment of the cryptocurrency markets. For those of you who are swing traders, the Fear and Greed Index is an excellent indicator for you to slap onto the multiple other ones that you're using to make your trades. It's basically measuring the sentiment of the market, and they look at things like, let's see, the current volatility of the market, the volume, social media sentiment, dominance of Bitcoin, and Google Trends data. So what are people Googling? What are people saying on social media, like on Twitter, YouTube, what have you? How volatile the price movements are, in what direction they're going. Basically, if you want to buy Bitcoin, or if you want to be dollar cost averaging into your coin, take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. You want to be a contrarian. Buy when there is fear in the market. Buy when there's blood in the streets, basically, is what they're saying. And when it starts swinging toward greed, because you'd had already accumulated your position when the prices were lower, you see the indicator move further towards the greed. When the prices are going up, most people, hopefully not you guys, are attracted to higher prices. So that means they want to buy when Bitcoin's at $60,000. They want to buy when Ethereum's at $4,000. So by that time, when it swings back to this way, you can start taking profits and know that you're taking, it might not be the absolute top of the market, but a relative top. It shouldn't be, none of these that I'm telling you today should be the only indication or the only reason that you're making a particular investment decision. Like I said before, you have to do your own research. Use as many tools as you can to come to as best a complete decision for yourself as you can to justify the trades that you're going to do. So hopefully these will be just a few more tools in your belt along your way of your cryptocurrency journey. And I hope that you guys found this video to be informative. If you did, I appreciate it if you hit the like button and hit subscribe to get your daily fix of all things crypto. Yeah, I can't forget crypto tips. So we're coming to you every day. So anyway, we'll be seeing you again real soon. Have a good one.